Hello everybody, this is Adam with Gear Bubble. So today I know that all of you guys are really excited about the new precious jewelry with Gear Bubble, and I'm going to show you guys how I would design one of these precious jewelry message cards with a free tool or a paid tool. Now, I just want to give you a heads up, I'm not a graphic designer, and I know that many of you guys are probably in the same boat. You're not a graphic designer. So this is going to be fairly simple. There's not going to be a lot of complexities to this because I'm really just not super qualified to do really advanced, message cards, but I don't know that they have to be advanced, right? I think what matters most is that they look nice and that the message on the card is heartfelt, and that's really what we're looking for here. So let's talk about some of the free tools that you can use. There is something called GIMP, and you'll find that at gimp.com. That one is a downloadable program, so it actually runs on your computer. You don't need to run it over the internet. And it is, kind of a Photoshop type program. It's got some, graphic design features. I have never used it myself, so I really don't know how easy to use it is. But I have used Photopea, and I find it to be, decently good for, and it is free and it's online, so you don't have to download anything. It is actually kind of a Photoshop clone, so it can actually edit and create PSD files, which is the Photoshop file extension. So if you want to, use a Photoshop file and you don't want to pay for Photoshop, you can use Photopea. And then Pixlr, I haven't used that one either, but I believe, it's got some pretty good reviews. It's not as well known as the top two tools, so you could give those a shot if you want some free tools. Then for paid tools, these are the ones that I like the most. So Canva, PicMonkey, and Photoshop. I mean, Photoshop is the industry standard for graphic design. There's just no question about that. Any serious graphic designer is going to be using either Photoshop or Illustrator. Illustrator is a little bit different than Photoshop. It's more about like artistic things. Photoshop is about putting text and putting overlays and stuff like that. So Canva and PicMonkey are going to be pretty basic. It's, Canva and PicMonkey are kind of the same program. They're just competitors of each other. They both store your files on a hub, and they can both do some pretty basic stuff with images and text and stuff like that. Photoshop is going to be more powerful than both of them, but of course, Photoshop is much harder to learn how to use. So today I'm going to be using PicMonkey. So let's get into it. Okay, so this is PicMonkey. Now, for starters, I've created a canvas, right? So you're just going to go and create a blank canvas, and I've made mine 1,000 pixels by 1,070 pixels. So the 70 pixels is the height, and that makes it just slightly taller than it is wide. And I believe that this fits the design dimensions of the message card pretty much exactly. Now, of course, with mugs, you would make your canvas transparent because, you want the text to be over top of the white, but a message card does not have to be transparent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look and see some, just get some ideas here because, again, I'm not really creative enough to just come up with something. So I'm going to have to get some inspiration from other work that other people have done, and then I'll decide how I'm going to put this together and what I'm going to do for colors. I kind of have a good idea, but I'll show you guys where I'm going to get my ideas from. So, of course, this is Fiverr, and there are plenty of sellers on Fiverr who do message cards. Now, I'm not going to actually hire somebody to do this for this one, but I do want to see the kind of work that they're doing so that I can kind of just get some inspiration myself and just pick an easy to do idea that I think I can duplicate. And I'm seeing a lot of themes here, so I might go with something dark, and I might just put some, I don't know, flowers or something beside it. But you can also do this here too. It's a lighter color one. The dark ones really look good. They really do, and they stand out really, really well against a lighter colored jewelry design. So I think the sunflower on top of a dark design would be a really, really powerful contrast, right? Then there's kind of a light brown one here, so I guess I just have to decide whether I'm going to do like a lighter, like just go straight black, or go lighter brown, or do some kind of like graduated color. I'll see what I can do in PicMonkey here. So I'm going to switch back to PicMonkey and nah, not crop the canvas. Background color. Yeah, let's just go with a solid black one. And let's see what I can do for textures, color gradients. So you can do a gradient here, and let's see what I can get. I don't really like that for an overall design, but I can change the colors. Ooh, watercolor. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, PicMonkey has got some color gradient designs here that might look good. Well, that's interesting. This actually kind of like this. I kind of like this. So let's adjust it and see what we get. Kind of washes it out a bit. Oh. Honestly, I'm just really just screwing around here at this point. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of looking for something that looks good to me. And you know, this kind of looks cool. Size. Oh, that's interesting. I can really push the size out a bunch. Yeah, you know what? I might do that. Let's do that. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to put a graphical overlay on top, and I think I'm going to do a basic square here. Yeah, I'm going to do a basic square. Let's stretch that out a bit. And let's see if I can make, I want to give this kind of a gold overlay. So you can select the element here. And let's see if I can texturize this element. Foil. So you can texturize elements here, but I really want to give this kind of a gold overlay. So let's see what that looks like. Ah, wow, that actually looks pretty good. Huh, okay, there you go. Look at that, PicMonkey makes something that looks good. So what I'm thinking here is this is going to be something for a wife. I don't know if these color schemes really work for a dead, like a dead daughter. I was kind of thinking about that at first, but what I might do is that this is going to be something for somebody's wife. So what's going to happen is that the necklace is going to come down here. So I want to put some text up here, and then I want to fill in the bottom here with some more text. And you can see that that's a pretty common way of going about things when you look at these designs right here, is that oftentimes the message card will have like a border, and the border will be some kind of graphical border that's sort of symmetrical. You know, this one's hearts, this one's leaves, this one's flowers and butterflies. So it's kind of a common theme. Yeah, that's a very common theme. And then you're going to put a message at the top, and then you kind of fill in the bottom with some elements there. So I'm not going to go too crazy. I'm just going to, I mean, I could do for my mom, and I could do for my wife. Yeah, you can see that the little border thing is a pretty common graphical element as well. So let's put something at the top, to my wife. Okay. So create your text box, to my wife. Of course, we're not going to want to leave that font up there. But let's see what we've got for really nice looking fonts. Let's scale that up a bit. Ooh. It's going to take a while for this to scale up. Then on PicMonkey, we can actually adjust the text spacing, and we can actually drop this down quite a bit so that it's virtually touching. Oh, I don't want to play with that. I want to play with this one. So, is black good on that? Yeah, you know what? Black looks nice. And I think what I'm going to do at the bottom is I'm going to make the text on the bottom white. That'll look really good. I'm going to stretch this out a little bit more because I want it to be symmetrically distant from the border of this. Yeah. Alright. Then I'm going to push that down a touch. You can see it takes a little bit longer to get these right. So, alright. Got a To My Wife here. And now let's put, because the necklace is going to come down here, and I'm going to put a poem at the bottom here. So let's find a good poem. Now, Google is going to be your best friend here. Beautiful poem for my wife. Okay, so I'm not going to copy anybody directly, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a notepad here, and I'm going to take elements of something that I like, and I'm going to sort of create something myself. Now, oh, this is good. Like, there's already message cards popping up here. So, to my soulmate, I'm going to take elements and try and combine them and make something amazing. And maybe I'll just spit out some bars here. I might have to do that. Okay. Let's give this a go. I knew. So I'm going to type something out here, and then I'm not going to make you guys watch me do it, but I'm going to put something together, something that's heartfelt and hopefully really super mushy. So, as I was saying in the live stream, these message cards sell really well with very, very, very mushy column phrases, right? So the mushier the better. If you look at something and you're like, holy crap, makes my teeth hurt, then you're probably on the right track, right? You want to be just as heartfelt and sort of loving as possible with these, because this is going to be a gift for somebody that they're going to give for Christmas or an anniversary or something like that. They're going to want to pay a lot of money for this. So you want to put something that's really, really good on it. So I'm going to try to put something together, and then I'll put it on the message card here. Okay, so I have written something that is hopefully suitably mushy and cute, and I'm going to copy it into my message card here. All right. So of course you need to make another text box, and we're going to make it down here. Shrink down, and we're going to just use a fairly normal font. You're going to use a typeset font for this. You don't want to use anything that is, trite looking. These have to be there has to be a gravitas for these that is, you're just not going to get that with a script font. All right. Well, all right. Let's see if we can make that look a little nicer. I think there's some line breaks here. We'll have to. All right. So I'm going to work on just kind of cleaning this up. I'm not going to make you guys watch it. Stand by. Okay. So I just took some of the line breaks out, stretched it out so that the words are they're not going down to the next line here. Want it to look kind of symmetrical, so center, justify it. I could probably have done like a column of text here and then another column of text or some kind of image over here, but that complicates things in a way that I just don't want to deal with. So now I'm going to make this text white. And we'll see if that's going to fit this design here. It may not look as good as it could. So what we could do is do a texture on this and see if maybe, might be something here. see. Stone. No. Maybe get a wood thing here, and there's just so many options that, you know, it's kind of like you just gotta kind of pick one that looks good. That looks pretty good, actually. Yeah, let's go with that. All right, now I'm going to make that bottom font, your husband, is going to be a fancy font. So we're going to go with this, and maybe we'll pick that, or yeah, we'll probably use that, and then I'll just maximize the size of that. And we'll probably have to adjust the text spacing here because that's just going to be too tall. So what you also can do, and I think I might actually do this, is make this a separate element. So I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to put some spaces there. And I'll shrink that down. Right, there we go. So what I've done is I'm leaving a space to put your husband here, but I'm not going to include it in this block of text because I want to be able to adjust where it goes. Oh, well, that was much too large. Let's make that 100, see what it looks like at 100. That's not too bad. There we go. All right. Well, I would like this to be a little bit more left justified here, and if I had, you know, if I was going to take some time to play with it, I would probably do that. But I think this is a pretty decent start. So now I'm going to download this and upload it as a product to my GearBubble account, and I'll show you guys what this looks like at the final result. All right, so I just want to show you guys how to really properly center your product in the launcher and position it so that the jewelry is centered, and decide which piece of jewelry you're going to pick. So I can move it to the right a little bit, and I can see that, all right, the heart-shaped necklace looks like it's going to fit really well there. So I'm going to position it like that and make sure you get it right centered. It'll snap to center, so that kind of helps a little bit, and you can see that I got it just about right. The borders of that little gold foil box are just exactly the distance that I want them from the outside edge. And next step. There we go. You know what? It's not... I'm sure I could do better if I had a little more time, but it's not too bad. So yeah, I'll definitely throw this on Etsy. And we'll see how it goes. It's going to be from To My Wife from Husband. So yeah, go ahead, you guys. Give it a try and see how you do. You might do better than you think designing one of these message cards. I expected that was going to be harder than it actually ended up being. PicMonkey has a lot of options that, you know, if you play around with it, you'll probably find something that you like. And of course, you can always go and just get inspiration from what other, you know, top designers are doing, and then make, you know, something that reflects your personality or that looks good to you. All right, guys, thanks for watching. See you in the Facebook group.